Hey guys, I wanted to hop on here and do this Building and Nurturing Leaders Live. I wanted to go ahead and get it done because I feel like I might be getting sick and I don't want to be coughing and barking through a live with y'all on this subject. So, I got my water just in case. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I'm going to put this on YouTube and send it to some leaders that aren't in this group yet. So, first, when you are building a leader and nurturing a leader, do they want to be a leader? Like, before you even get started, just ask them flat out, do you want to be a leader when you have a teamie under you? If no, well, go no further. They aren't ready, they don't want to be, that's fine. That's their decision. If they do, what is their why? Because it needs to be strong. Because when you're recruiting and you have a team under you, you really need to stay with Cincy, because usually if a leader stops, the team stops. Because why should they keep working when their leader's not working and their leader's not leading them? I'm just going to be flat out and be honest with y'all, because I've seen it happen time and time again where people recruit and don't nurture and don't lead, and their team falls off. But anyway, it needs to be strong. Their why needs to be strong. It needs to make them cry. I always say that your why needs to make you cry, because when motivation leaves and it runs away from you and it's so hard to get back, you got to be disciplined, and that discipline is going to come from your why. So my why is I want to be home with my girls. I don't want to miss a thing. Now my why cannot become my excuse. So my babies are my reason. My why, they're not going to be my excuse to why I'm not showing up. Like, yes, they're going to get sick. Things are going to happen where they're going to need me. But my Cincy is my business, and it's why I'm here. And without that, I won't be here with them. So they can't be your excuse. They can't be my excuse. Coach them to your title. So if you are a lead consultant, you want to coach your teamies to your title. How did you get to lead? How did you recruit your person? I'm getting ahead of myself. Make everything you do duplicatable. So if you're partying, how did you ask to get that party? How did you ask them? So you can share how you got that party with your teamies, and they can do it too. If it is not sustainable, toss it, because it's not duplicatable. It's not going to be easy. You want to make leadership as simple as possible. So example for me that was not sustainable is I was doing welcome mail. When people would join, I'd send them like a packet of papers in mail. In a month I had like 3 people join, and that just did not work for me because I had to cut papers out, and I tossed that whole thing and started emails. So that's how I replaced it, and that is very sustainable, very easy. How did you get to where you are team-wise? This is where I got ahead of myself. Okay, how did you get there? How did you get that person to join? How did you coach them in their launch party? How did you have a successful launch party? How did you get 500 PRV? Like, you want to coach them to get where you are. How did you recruit? Blah, 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 blah. How do you identify who to recruit? So when I am looking at somebody to sponsor, I am looking at my best customers that love Cincy, that need the discount. Not need, but like would enjoy a discount because they order so much. And that's just being honest. So I'm looking at my best customers. I'm looking at people that would benefit from it, from the blessing of Cincy, like extra gas money right now because gas is high. So that's who I identify who to recruit. If they're really on social media a lot, I pay attention to them, because why post on social media for free when you can post stuff that you love and get paid for it? You know what I mean? And how do you onboard someone? So once someone joins, how are you training them, or how are you coaching them to be a efficient, stress-free, anxiety-free recruit? And you need a system. So I have that system that I've uploaded here that is so helpful to me. It literally has it all lined out, when I should talk to them, about what, It has things I don't forget, like perpetual party reward, because if y'all were with me in the beginning, I forgot to tell y'all about that for 6 months. So that has that on there. How do you find real life pictures? Where do you find them? You can find them on Instagram, Pinterest, that kind of thing. How do you know who to coach? So once you have a team, you want to be coaching them. And do not overcomplicate this or make it feel like it's intimidating, because honestly, coaching is just asking what their struggles are, what they need help in, if they're not being able to book a party. It's literally taking what you're doing and helping them do it in a more efficient way, or a way that they haven't thought of yet. So you're literally like brainstorming. You can do it in text, you can do it over the phone, whatever you like, FaceTime, whatever. Who to coach though, you're looking for people with high PRV, like 500 and above for me is what I usually look for, or if they have recruited, I'm looking to coach them. If high PRV, if they want to recruit. If they don't, you can't force someone to do something they don't want, because in the end it's just gonna be bad. And when you start recruiting, I also want to say that you're making your culture as soon as they join. You want to be a culture of positivity, of uplifting, authenticity, generosity, all the core values of Cincy. You want them to feel loved and treasured, because they're humans. We are all humans. But anyway, and this one's a hard one, and I don't even want to talk about it because I was really bad about this. But you have to let your new leader lead, because if you don't, they're not going to know how, and they're going to let you do all the leading. Yeah. So let them go, let them grow, and they'll see you leading, and they will pick up the initiative and do it themselves too. There we go. They will lead by your example. If they see you active in the team page, they will be active. If they see you shouting out your teamies, they will shout out their teamies. So when someone gets active, shout them out. I'm trying to stick to my frontline people that I've personally sponsored, so that y'all will get the opportunity to be the leaders and shouting out and making your teamies feel special, because they don't know me from Adam and his house cat. They know you, they love you, that's why they joined you, they trust you. So recognize behaviors you want repeated, like when they post. I try to screenshot sometimes and be like, this girl is adding her family into her Cincy and she's doing a great job. Like stuff like that. Things you want repeated. Things you want them to continue. Like in their stories, talking, going live on Facebook, things like that. If you have like downline, this is what I'm talking about. If your frontline, people you have personally sponsored, have sponsored under them, instead of shouting them out in the team, instead of shouting them out in your group or whatever, send them team emails so that you're giving your new leader time. That's not the word I'm looking for. You're giving them the opportunity to shout them out. But you can send team emails. It doesn't matter how big your team is. You can have a team of 2. Shout them out in emails. Shout them out in personal text messages or messages. Check in with your frontline and downline individually. Ask them how they're doing. How's their life going? Or cheer them on. Say, I see you, girl, working hard with your active tail. Or I see you working hard to get active. You can say that too. You can welcome them personally to the team by email or message or text message, because their numbers are on Workstation if you click their name in the reporting tab. If your downline has high PRV and you're not sure if your frontline is coaching them, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I really want to work with you, and coach them individually. So they're getting a double dose of Cincy wisdom from both of y'all. And if I see someone in my own downline that are even like 4 or 5 down, I will try to work with them too if they have high PRV. And that's how I've always been coached to do. because you never know who has potential and who could be your next director, is what Amber has always said. So, team meetings. It doesn't matter how big your team is. If you have 1, 2, or 3, you can do team meetings too, live or Zoom. It could be things that I've never touched on before. It could be things that I've touched on that you could pour into them and they would better understand, because I am fast talking and sometimes I don't know where I'm going with stuff. So they joined you and they know you and they understand you. So do not be afraid to do team meetings. Invite me. I would love to come. It is never too early to do a team meeting, even if you haven't hit promotion yet. If you're not even a lead consultant, you can still do them. Shout your whole team out on the team page, weekly shout outs. If you want to do that, you can. It's not my team page, it's our team page. Y'all are welcome to be leaders in there. I will give y'all days if y'all want them. It could be like lead consultant Mondays or whatever. I don't care. Like, it is y'all's team page. I just post some stuff in there to lead the way and show the way. Trust your leadership skills. Like, this is huge. Do not doubt yourself, because if you doubt yourself, your downline or your frontline might sense that. You know what I mean? So be confident. You can lead. It is not hard. I mean, it is hard, but just be confident in yourself, because you got to where you are. You didn't get there by accident. You didn't get there by doing nothing. You worked really hard to get where you are. So trust yourself. You did this. You hustled. And leading is knowing the way, going the way, and showing the way. Mostly showing and how you're getting there. Every step of the way, showing them how to get there. So like I was saying, coaching is what are their struggles and how do you overcome your struggles when you can't get a party booked, when you can't recruit someone, when you can't find someone to join Cincy Club. How do you overcome that? Do you just chill out and be like, well, nobody wants to party this month. I'm just gonna sit here with me and my cat and we're gonna watch some Netflix because nobody wants to party with me. Hey, Rachel. No. That makes me want to dig my feet down and say, somebody's going to party with me, and I throw a mini fit. Like, I'm like, Corey, I'm booking a party today. And he'll be like, you go, girl. And that's what I do. I sit down and I follow up with about 30 people, and by the time I'm done, I have way too many parties. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have way too many people ignore me, and I have 2 parties booked. That's the realization, y'all. But anyway, so you're showing them how to overcome them. And yeah, when you overcome it, share how you did it in the team page, like I did. Okay, I had 0 PRV on, what was it, the 2nd or 3rd, and I always try to be active on the 1st. See, it happens to me too. I had 2 duds of parties that weren't doing anything, and I sat down one day and I was like, I'm gonna book 2 parties right now. And I made a post and I messaged people. I had 2 yeses, and then I had 2 people on the post say they wanted a party. That's right, Rach. Don't give up. Keep asking, because those no's are going to bring you closer to your yes in your bomb host. I am claiming it. But anyway, share how you do it. Be transparent. If you are sitting here at 15th with 0 PRV, be very transparent and show how tell them how you're working, tell them how you're trying to change that. Oh, look what I did. How are you working to change that? I even wrote that down. So what are their goals when you're coaching them? Make an action plan. Okay, you want 500 PRV. How are you going to get it? Are you going to do follow-ups? Are you going to do parties? Are you going to do bag parties? Are you going to go down to the school, let them smell your testers, and take orders? What are you going to do to get a new recruit if you want a new recruit? Are you going to have 10 join convos? How are you going to have those convos? What are you going to ask them? You know what I'm saying? Like, go in depth, because when you have a plan, where there's a will, there is a way. And when you have a plan, I feel like it's even more like, woo, fire. I always try to have a plan, y'all. When it comes to annual mentor, annual sales, I always try to sit down and be like, well, I want to have this many people, this many recruits a month, and I want to have this much PRV in the month, which is 2,500 monthly. During the spring, summer, the end of it, it kind of falls a little short, but I'm going to work extra hard in the fall to bring myself back up. But anyway, having a plan makes it attainable and way less scary and way less stressful. Can we just say that? Having a plan makes it way less stressful. Like if you have a plan to go to Target, way off topic, okay? If you have a plan that you're going to go to Target and you're like, I don't know if y'all are like this, but it stresses me out going places. Like I have to know like where I'm going to park in the parking lot, how far I'm going to be from the door, how I'm going to get that buggy with a baby and a 7-year-old and get my stuff and get out. I make a plan in my head, right? So I'm not stressed out, so I'm not freaking out, right? Like tomorrow's a doctor's appointment and I'm thinking about where I'm going to park. Am I going to take Reagan in her stroller or her carrier? Or am I going to carry her in there? Like I'm thinking ahead, okay? So where there's a plan, you know it's going to go without fail. But anyway, so you're nurturing your new leader. This is a whole nother subject. I want to stress this. Number 1, overcoming discouragement. Okay, so when they have an awesome launch party, or maybe they don't, you need to know how to get them through that discouragement, whatever it's going to be. Because you have probably been through discouragement. How did you get through it? Did you stay positive? Did you get down? Did you push through it? Did you have a minute and then get through it? Like you need to be able to talk them through it, not motivate them, cheer them through it, okay? Because it is so hard when you get in that discouragement that you just want to sit there and not do anything. But usually what leads to that discouragement is unrealistic expectations. So by that, I mean, somebody thinks they're going to make $1,000 their first month. Maybe they could, maybe not. But you want to set them up for success. Whatever their goal is, you want to help them and coach them. Yes, anxiety kills everything, I feel like. So I always try to have a plan to kill it. Kill anxiety, Facebook, I'm sorry. Avoiding anxiety, burnout, you want to avoid that like the plague, okay? And by doing that, systems, y'all. I'm telling you, once I had concrete systems, I haven't had anxiety since. I haven't had burnout. I had horrible burnout in the last year of February, March. It was so bad, I didn't even know what to do. And burnout is where I felt like I had so much piled up around me that I needed to do that I couldn't move. So in a way, I guess that could be depression or anxiety. But self-care is not the answer to burnout. I mean, it is in some ways. Like maybe that's the first step. But that next big step is getting some of your work done that's causing you burnout, causing you anxiety. So when I have stuff piling up around me, I make a checklist. I say, I want to get 10 packages packed, or make it attainable, make it like 2. I want to get these 2 packages packed. And have a system for your samples. Don't be like, I don't know what I'm going to throw in this package. I'm just going to wing it. No, just have a system in place, y'all. Make a bulk sample of By the Sea. It's not leaving anytime soon. And throw it in there. Throw it in there for every single person until you know that every single person on your mail out list has tried By the Sea. You know? Make it easy on yourself so you know what you're sending out so you don't freak out. Be like, I don't know what they got. You know what I'm saying? Girl, Brittany, I know what you mean. I have been there. It is the worst feeling in the world trying to come out of it. I mean, it took me months. And honestly, it took me from probably January to August to get out of it for real. And it took systems, concrete systems. And I share them all the time in here, and I'll share them again because I ain't scared to share. So motivating your new leader. I always say motivation is kind of a lie, because motivation is so fleeting. It's like here one minute and the next minute you don't know what to do. There's no motivation. There's no will to get up and pack Scentsy packages. There's no will to book parties. You know what I mean? So for me, it is discipline. It is, I have to do this, or I'm gonna have to go back to a 9 to 5. You know, something like that. You just need to be disciplined with your Scentsy. Also, a thing that motivates me, I guess you could say, or disciplines me, is fear of failure. I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want to disappoint myself. I don't want to disappoint my kids. I don't want to disappoint my husband. Like, fear of disappointment is huge for me. Failure, I don't want anybody thinking, well, I knew she'd come off that Scentsy tree soon. I knew she'd fall down off there. I never want them to be able to say that, so that just motivates me very much. And you don't always have to be the motivation. You can share trainings to be motivating. You can, what? Oh, you don't always have to have motivation. I did not read that right. I do not always have motivation, y'all. It's that discipline that keeps me going. And oh, this one's huge. You cannot want it for them, because it's gonna lead you to disappointment. Because a lot of people that join just are joining for the discount or a hobby, or maybe they want to just join Scentsy to every once in a while share it or do bulk orders or whatever. So you can't want their life to change for them through Scentsy. They have to want it, and they have to work for it. You can't work for it for them. You know what I'm saying? Do not get frustrated if they're not working, if they don't want to work. Recruit new. That is my thing now. Like, when people stop, I'm gonna find new people that want it just as bad as I do. And I'm gonna keep sharing how Scentsy's changing my life, because it might change. Don't stop somebody's blessings because you think they don't want to join. You don't want to ask them, because you're blocking somebody's blessings. You never know. Think of it that way. Make it fuel your fire if somebody quits or doesn't want to do Scentsy anymore. Make it fuel you where, by golly, I'm going to find somebody that wants it, you know, just as bad as I do. By doing that, you're going to show up. You're going to show how you're working, what is working for you, what training you're listening to. Hey, Rachel. All right. Well, thank you for watching. What training you're listening to, what is pumping you up. Share all of that. Understand, not everyone, oh, this is huge. Not everyone is going to excel at social media selling. I'm starting to realize this, and I'm wanting to shout it from the rooftops. Social selling is not for everyone, okay? If they're not on Facebook regularly sharing, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for them to start that discipline, that consistency, that, what do they call that? Habit. It's going to be hard to start a habit that you don't already have. So help them understand that, because if they feel like, well, I didn't get an order off my one post, well, you're going to have to make them understand you have to be consistent. Not every post is going to get you a sale. Honestly, probably 1 out of 10 will get you a sale. Reach out. They're going to need to reach out to friends and family if social selling is not their thing. They need to get out in the real world, in the community, their friends and family, their church, places like that. Carry their testers, let them smell them. Because as soon as you get smells under people's noses and magazines, catalogs in front of people's faces, they're going to love Scentsy. You know that. I know that. We love Scentsy because we smelled it and we used it, right? So they're going to want to describe, what is Scentsy? Do they know what Scentsy is? Do they know that we are the best smelling fragrance company in the world? I'm not afraid to say that. The safest. Why did they join Scentsy? They're going to want to share that with their friends and family. If you have grown your business in real life, I want you to share it with them. Share it with us, because we need ideas too. Why do I keep putting that? Shout them out, y'all. Text them and cheer them on personally. That's how you're gonna nurture your new leader. Shout them out when they're leading their team, when they're coaching, when they have a coaching session that they told you about. Be like, yo, my girl is having a coaching session for the first time. Holla! Stuff like that. Shout them out. Be cool. Be cool. Don't be cool, but you know what I'm saying. Be a leader. Example, by texting them and cheering them on personally. I see you, girl, active. I'm so proud of you. That's usually what I say, isn't it, y'all? Because I do see you. I see your numbers. I see you on social media hustling and making a habit when you didn't have a habit of posting in the first place. That is huge. When you make a habit. So, to build and nurture, you need to build yourself up and nurture yourself. Fill that cup, boo. I ain't lying. So how can you do that? You need to have some business hours, because you need to establish that first. Because what works for one works for 100 when it comes to business hours. So that's what Kayla always told me. She said, Miranda, have business hours. You may not need them right now, but you're going to need them when you have a team of 100. So she always said, what will work for 100 will work for one. So have business hours. Mine are like 9 to 3, off on the weekends. And don't answer Cincy questions during off hours. I'm horrible for this, okay? Because there's no such thing as a Cincy emergency. If they have a question, it's usually on Workstation, it's usually on YouTube, it's usually on Google, it's on probably on their PWS. Like, it is findable. It's findable. And they can ask a team page, and you just happen to be on there, you can answer it. So team page is awesome for that, because usually a lot of people have the same question and they can see it. Watch trainings. I'm huge into this because I didn't during that burnout period of my long burnout that I just wallowed in. I did not watch trainings. I didn't show up for trainings. I didn't coach my team. I talked to my team. I just didn't do anything. I felt like I ghosted, but Kayla said I never did. I don't know. It felt like it. To me, I feel like I let a lot of people down. But anyway, watch the trainings, show up, because a lot of times if your teamies show up to trainings, they're going to be looking for your name in the meeting with them. And you want to show them that you're showing up too. Because if you show up, they'll show up. Listen to podcasts. This is all free, y'all. This is all free. There ain't nothing on this sheet that I've talked about that costs you money. Let me go back and look. Yeah, there ain't nothing on here that costs you money. This is all free. Recognition is free. It is amazing. It makes you feel so good. It makes them feel so good. YouTube is free. Google is free. Podcasts are free. And I don't really listen to the podcasts. I listen more of YouTube and trainings on there. But if you're looking for a podcast, I can surely find you one, because I can ask Kayla to share her favorites. So that is all of my notes. I hope this was encouraging. I hope this was helpful. And let's have a wonderful week. And I cannot wait for our leader training on the 15th or 14th. I'll post it again. But I can't wait for it, because it's going to be fire. Thank you for showing up.